being cool with everybody and fucking helping everybody out.
Yeah,
so,
man.
you know, most people with all that money and shit, they're not doing shit. And that's facts. Like, show me who is giving back to their community all the time.
True, you have to dig into that. And so, you know, I think is really underappreciated and who's done a lot for hip hop and has been underappreciated. Is Common. Is Common, bro.
Well, he's not in the mainstream either.
Common?
But yeah, I would. I
Common?
wouldn't say he's underappreciated. He does commercials and shit, dude.
He's very underappreciated. I'm not talking about how he does commercials. I'm talking about in hip hop. No one brings up his name, and he's consistently dropped good music. He was dropping music all the way back in the 90s, bro. Like, he was consistently putting out good music. Like, here's a good example, right? I don't know if you ever heard the song, because I know you don't really listen to Common, but there's a song it was called Hurt. Yes, yes, y'all, it don't stop. Yes, yes, y'all. But yeah, it's a song came out a long time ago. But the whole song was about hip hop, and you don't realize it until like the end of the song. And like, it's crazy, bro. Just like how good of like he was at like storytelling, and still is, because he just dropped an album. How good he is at storytelling. Yeah, and he's constantly touring. Yeah, and like very positive. You know, he's from Chicago, all that. You know, I just
he's
like
making a lot of money too.
Yeah, I like what he contributed to hip hop, and I just think that he's very underappreciated. And he's a hell of a lyricist. No one ever mentions him in lyricist conversations either. I'm like, he's a fucking lyricist, bro.
No, you're right. Common is one of the few that do give back to their community. I'd say probably. At least he's got a very good public image, because I'll tell you what. I mean, did you know he's worth $45 million?
Oh, absolutely, bro. He does movies, all that. He absolutely.
Yeah. That's insane.
Yeah, and I believe he still lives in Chicago too.
Yeah, he's 20 years older than us.
Yeah, she's 45, I think. Common's about 45 by now.
Yeah, it's 47.
47? Damn, it's crazy. Yeah, my brother used to bump Common a lot. That's how I know. Like, hey, Common's dope, bro. People always slept on him, but hey, he's put in work for years. I fuck with Common. I think he's underappreciated. And you know what else is really underappreciated? T-Pain.
Really?
Think about it. Everybody uses auto-tune now. T-Pain was like really like him. Actually, I'm gonna say in hip hop T-Pain, but the first artist to use auto-tune I think was Cher. But T-Pain, bro, like
he commercialized it for sure.
He brought that shit into hip hop. Now you go listen to a hip hop song now, bro. It's in like auto-tune.
But you know, T-Pain is probably one of those that are also giving back to their community, but he's not in the mainstream, so that's, you know, it's hard for me to probably answer. Like I said, on a local level, I'm sure there's a lot of rappers doing it, but you know, in the mainstream, I don't see it. You know, I don't see it at all.
Word, but I mean, he's not.
You know who was really good at promoting their charity?
Chance the Rapper.
And 6ix9ine.
6ix9ine was a clown. I don't even like talking about that guy.
Yeah, but he was good at promoting his charity.
He was good at promoting.
He would go out and like
too,
record himself giving fucking money away. Which I'm not saying that, you know, he did that. Like, I'm not saying he was very charitable. I'm just saying he was good at marketing it.
Yeah, he was a shithead. I bet you they're gonna let him out. And I bet you if he dropped an album, people would still listen to it.
Yeah.
Goofballs. Scott Storch.
That guy's a goofball too, man.
Scott Storch is sick, bro. Like,
he's not out there like snitching on fools and stuff. Like, so, you know.
Dude, Scott Storch is a super talented producer and a super talented pianist, bro. I shouldn't have to say fucking no homo for pianist, right?
Yeah. No.
Pause. Yeah. Pianist.
But Scott Storch is cool, man.
Dude, okay, you know what a lot of people don't know? You know the song from Dr. Dre, Still?
Yeah.
Yeah, Scott Storch produced that song.
He did a lot of, like, Dr. Dre's shit.
Absolutely, bro. Super talented. One of the richest dudes in hip-hop, spent all his money on drugs and hookers and cars. Yep. Super talented dude, though. I think he's underappreciated. Scott Storch. Anybody else you could think of? What about I don't want to say Andre 3000, because as dope as Andre 3000 is, it's like He never dropped an album, bro. So I don't know. I wouldn't say him. I would say Outkast as a group, but not just 3000. And people stomped the fuck out at a Lil Wayne festival.
Damn. Did you know in 2015 Scott Storch filed for bankruptcy?
I'm sure he's filed a few times for bankruptcy.
And he was arrested in 2008 for GTA.
Oh, he was probably... no, you know what happened? I think... whoa, what the heck? My mic just got super loud.
Yeah, I noticed that.
That's weird. Turn that down a little bit. But you know what happened?
Okay.
What?
Scott Storch is worth $100,000, bro.
Yeah, he's probably super in debt, bro. He spent like all of his money.
Yeah, dude, he's fucking... I fucking am more... I have more net worth than Scott Storch.
Yeah, man. That's what it happens, you know. You know the crazy part is, though? He can make all that back because he's such a legendary producer. And I'm sure...
No, he can't, bro.
Well, yeah, he can, bro.
No, he can't.
Scott Storch?
Yeah, bro.
Let him produce...
It's not about, like, your skills and shit, you know? But I bet you any money he makes, they take it, like, instantly, bro.
Right, but I'm saying... Mike Tyson went completely bankrupt, bro. Where over $400 million, blew everything, went to prison, bro. And Mike Tyson is coming back up, bro.
Even in the very long comeback.
It's a
and
comeback,
that happened
though.
Hella early in his life, bro.
Comebacks don't... That happened to Scott Storch pretty damn early in his life.
But he's old now, and Mike Tyson, you're right, is making a comeback. But Scott Storch isn't.
I said he could. I didn't say he was. I said he easily could, bro.
Well, his talent that's subjective.
Level, his talent
a lot of people
bring him up.
You're right. The human mind is incredible. Humans could do a lot of shit, you know, but that's like super subjective.
And I'm not saying he has to come all the way back up to that level, but he could come up to a really good level, bro. It's like, you know, he fell from the top of the mountain, you know, and like, you know, fuck it, you know, he just gets like now he's halfway on the mountain, you know, it's still pretty high up.
Halfway? Yeah, no, you're right. If I was Scott Storch, I would have got out of the music industry and became like fucking property tax manager or something.
Nah, he could make money, bro. He's super talented, bro. He could definitely make money in the industry. I'm sure he still knows a lot of people in the industry, bro, because he's super talented.
You keep saying he could, but could doing something and doing something are two, you know, like
that's on him. I don't know him. You know what I mean? I'm just saying he can do it. That's my only point. That he can if he wanted to. You know, I don't know what he wants to do in life. You know what I mean? But he can if he wanted to.
Well, humans are incredible. Any human could do almost anything, right? I don't know.
No, but it's not like that crazy, you know, because someone as known as he is in the music industry, I'm pretty sure still has connections, could get back in the music industry rather easily. It's not going to be like, oh, yeah, he's like, you know, has to meet people all over again. It's like the same people in the industry, you know, than when he was in there. You know what I mean? So he could easily get connection. He could easily go back in and, like, make music and become relevant
you think, like,
again.
Yeah.
Become a relevant producer. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
He definitely has probably more connections than your average Joe or your average Scott, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
Like Juicy J, right? His comeback was, you know, probably easier than another rapper from fucking Memphis, right?
Yeah, well, absolutely, because he was, it's 3 6 Mafia, you know? They never really fell off either. They went into doing, like, television. They were doing other little things like that. So they never really fell off. And then he got, you know, signed by Wiz Khalifa. I'm talking about Juicy J, you know? And, you know, Wiz Khalifa, at the time when he got signed, was a younger artist who was, like, in the, you know what I mean? He was in the minds and the ears of the younger people, which were us back then, you know, because I was, like, when we were, like, in our early 20s, you know? It was, like, 2013, I think is when he got signed. Yeah, it was, like, 2012 or 2013. And then the younger generation started getting to hear Juicy J. And, you know, it brought him right back to relevance. You know who else signed with Wiz Khalifa, too? It was Burner.
Yeah. Yeah, Burner and, who's that other rapper? I can't think of him right now. But Burner is definitely one of those rappers who stays in the underground.
Definitely, and he's making more money, like, growing and selling weed than he is, you know what I mean, rapping.
You know, a lot of people don't like to say this, but a lot of NFL people, you know, like NFL stars, they give back to their communities.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But I think it's not the celebrities, the players that people are mad at with the whole NFL thing. It's the industry.
Yeah, it's the whole industry as a whole. You know, the NFL more than likely is going to go out of business in the next, like, 10, 15 years.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. And, you know, when I say that about the NFL, that could be applied to hip-hop, too. It's not the rappers or the, you know, people who are on top that are really, in my opinion, at fault for the way shit is. It's the industry.
Well, yeah. In fact, you know, due in part to the people who control it at the top of the industry, which are like rich stockholders, bro. Mega rich stockholders are on the golf course talking about which direction hip hop's gonna go in.
It's weird when you look at like the you know, top rappers dominating like right now. When you think about who's making the most money and
Drake,
who's like
Drake,
Logic.
Yeah, you think about it, like the top three is it Drake, Kendrick, and Cole.
Yep.
Yup, and they're the ones making the most money. Yeah, people like Logic too, making hella money. People like Russ.
And you think about people on the come up, Russ, Post Malone, Juice WRLD.
This is a certain kind of hip hop, certain kind of energy about those type dudes. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a fan of. I'm not gonna say Logic can't rap, but I'm just not a fan of Logic's music, and never really like. I like one or two of his songs, you know, but I just never really like Logic.
I'm like biased against Logic for some reason. I think it's like just the whole package as a whole. It's so not marketed for me, you know.
Yeah, it's like very gimmicky kind of. I don't know.
Yeah,
I can't explain it. Post Malone too, like I can't listen to dude.
Both of those artists are marketed, I think, to people outside of the industry, outside of
college rap.
Not even college rap, just college kids, people who don't listen to rap, people who are not into it, who want to portray that they are.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying in the last podcast about like college rap. You know what I mean? It's mostly like people who don't listen to hip hop. But they listen to Russ. They listen to Post Malone. They listen to Logic. They listen to Juice WRLD. They listen to people like that.
That's the most popular shit right now.
Very lucrative to market towards college kids, too, because they got enough money to go to these shows and festivals, and they host the festivals right there at the colleges.
Yep.
They have a whole festival right there at the college, you know, charge like whatever they charge, $50, $100 a head. Most of them kids in there. Their parents gave them the money to go to college, you know, so they got the bread. They're rich, you know, kids. They got the bread to go to them shows.
The underground, there's money in the underground, though.
Oh, absolute, bro. I was just thinking about this the other day.
Nobody wants to work that hard, though.
I mean, it's true. You got to work hard, but there's a lot of money in the underground. Think about this. There's a whole market of people who like listening to real hip hop. They don't want to hear poppy shit. They want to, and like people in their 30s, you know, late 20s, 30s, 40s, you want to listen to like some real hip hop. And you could be someone who's like 28, 29, 30 years old, who, let's say, makes them kind of like to their brand of hip hop. You're making shit like that. People will go and watch you, you know, and you'd be like, you probably have you opening up at festivals for like, you know, like DJ Premier and shit, you know, and you're just like a nice rapper, someone who's dope as fuck, and, you know, raps that kind of shit, and like people like, oh, that guy's dope, I want to listen to him.
Yeah, and what they need is what you need to do, and I can tell you from experience for sure, is they just want to be force-fed the good rap. So you make it yourself, you do everything, and you go up to the show, you play shows, and you deliver, you know, you do your presentation, which is your show, and then after you sell your shit, and people, like, I know for a fact that if you do good rap, good hip-hop, you'll get props. But you have to do that, you know, 4 times a week, every week for a year before it amounts to anything. And nobody wants to work that hard.
True. But, yeah, back to the Nicki Minaj thing. She's retiring. I mean, you know, I don't know what to say about that. I don't really care when rappers say that because I would have to actually see them retire. You know, rappers say that all the time. Like, oh, you haven't retired. I would have to just, if they actually do retire and don't make music, then okay, like, I'll believe that they're retired.
I was reading a Reddit comment and they were saying, It was like, wow, besides getting on, I mean, first she gets on podcasts and starts screaming,